California, now the nation's first sanctuary state, meaning police cannot legally ask people about their immigration status. But the acting director of Customs and Immigration warning state officials that federal law trumps state law. Joining me now to discuss what's next for that state and maybe other states, Manhattan Institute fellow and City Journal contributing editor Heather McDonald. Heather, good to see you. What does this mean for the state of California? Can ICE still go into the state and enforce federal immigration law?
Yes, the state can, but it means a lot more criminals on the street. The core concept of these sanctuary policies, Dagan, is that jail officials and prison officials will not honor ICE's request to hold an illegal alien convicted criminal for a mere 48 hours after releasing him so that ICE can pick him up for deportation. California's police chiefs are saying they want illegal alien criminals back on the streets rather than out of the country. This is not a public safety measure.
And these are individuals who it's a crime to be here. That's the first crime. But these are people who have committed crimes while being here illegally. And the state is basically saying we will prevent any law enforcement official from cooperating with federal immigration authorities.
Right. It's preventing the deportation of convicted criminals.
What's going to take to change this? Because there's been the funding fight from the federal government trying to, under the direction of President Trump, trying to withhold funds from sanctuary cities. The courts have intervened on that. However, Congress, as holding the power of the purse, could act, and future funding through the Congress could put conditions on funding going to these cities, and I would guess states. Is that one way to put pressure on these cities and now this state that is harboring illegal immigrant criminals?
That would be an excellent way, and I hope Congress gets behind this effort. Another way is a law that's in Congress now, Goodlatte's backing it, to hold public officials accountable. If there's a crime, a serious crime committed by an illegal alien released in defiance of ICE's request for a detainer, the Kate Steinle situation, one would think that Kate Steinle murder would have been enough to change this, because she is killed thanks to San Francisco's sanctuary state policy. It's a direct connection. If we have more incidents like that, I would hope that there would be a public revolt even in California and say enough is enough.
But we have not seen that.
Not in California. What you're seeing now is politics being transformed by demographic change, because there's now so many of the state is a product of mass, unchecked, low-skilled illegal immigration, that politicians are more sensitive to the perceived interests of that group than they are to the rule of law.
But what you could see happening is watch for people to leave these states if they don't agree with the political policies and the laws that are in these blue states. They can just go across the border, and then you get this financial downward spiral. And it's not economically driven, but it could be driven by the way that illegal immigrants are being treated in these sanctuary areas.
Well, there actually already is an economic effect because, for instance, several years ago, Jerry Brown pushed through a law that would redistribute taxpayer funding from successful schools to schools with high levels of so-called English language learners who are often third-generation Hispanics. And the costs on public health systems, on the criminal justice system, are enormous. So having this unchecked mass low-skilled immigration, something that Tom Cotton had wanted to change, to move us to a skilled-based immigration system, our current system of low-skilled puts enormous costs on taxpayers.
The public school system, elementary and high schools, are required under a Supreme Court ruling to educate all children in this country, even if they're illegal. So it's a huge financial burden.
Right. And we have massive gang counselors now in schools because you have a lot of these kids are now the children of single mothers. Hispanic out-of-wedlock birth rate now is 53%. That's very, very high. And so the second generation is getting sucked up into underclass culture, and that is costing everybody a lot.
And then we watch Congress, too, power of the purse. Thank you so much, Heather. It was
Thank
great
you,
to see you. Heather McDonald here talking about the first sanctuary state.